I was at the top of a mountain, and it was somebody at the bottom of the mountain, and I was like, "It's lonely at up here, so let me reach over and help this person up." Now I'm leveraging my whole existence to help bring somebody up, and even what's worse than that, the person that I'm trying to lift up, I'm also at a risk of being pulled down. So if I get pulled down, it's all because I tried to help pull somebody up. Now, if you ever wondered why nobody helped you, why nobody took the time to talk to you or give you advice or give you guidance, or you might feel so alone, like don't nobody love you, don't nobody care about you. But the reality is just that people are too afraid to lose their position because in a previous time they have either saw somebody or been the one that tried to lift somebody up and then failed, like got pulled down, because this is so easy to do. It's hard to lift somebody up, it's easy to pull somebody down. So if your mind thinks this way, which most people do, in the grosser materialistic side of things, like that's where you'll find most people. The overall gist of this world is take care of yourself, dog eat dog, self-preservation, things of that nature. So the person that I am is a spiritual person. So my only idea is to help and to heal and to lift people up, or to help enlighten or make people's lives better, because this life that I have is not um a finite life. This life that I have is, you know, infinite, right? It is not something that has a limit. And I am not a part of the matrix. I am not a part of the materialistic world where I'm just only thinking about me. It's very important for me to take time out of my day to just give unconditionally. In doing that, it has also helped me in many different ways: mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, you name it. So, with that being said, that's what I'm going to do today. I gotta, I'm an avid A Course in Miracles reader. Before I even was spiritual, I was reading A Course in Miracles. If you don't know what A Course in Miracles is, please Google it. But with that being said, I had stumbled on a teacher's edition of A Course in Miracles in Everend. If you don't have Everend, you need to go ahead and get that. Maybe $6 to $9 a month. Basically, every book, nonfiction book in print. But with that being said, I found the teacher's edition of A Course in Miracles, and I said, man, I've been reading this literature for at least 15 years. So if anybody is qualified to talk about A Course in Miracles or to teach A Course in Miracles, it should be me. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about miracles. What is a miracle? And it's a long book, right? And I got so far in the book and I had like 2.5 pages of notes. So I was like, all right, every 2.5 pages of notes, I'll just go live and talk about A Course in Miracles. And trust me, this conversation is not for everybody. This conversation is specifically about miracles. So you're going to have to focus and tune in to miracles. First question: what is a miracle? When you look up the etymology of the word miracle, you get to laugh or to smile. Uh, but basically, it is to evoke a windfall of positive emotion. So, what that ultimately says is that a miracle is different for me than it would be for you, right? And in the basic definition of like something great and grand happening, like, oh my God, it's a miracle. Well, one level of this where you have two types of people. You have the spiritualists and you have the materialists. The materialists will never recognize the miracles that are happening all the time, all around them. They're waiting for a miracle. And then you have the spiritualists where their whole lives is recognizing the miracle, which is called existence or life or absolutism or the totality. A spiritualist is not going to pick and choose what parts of life is good and bad. And so, most of us, including me, the part of what you come down here to learn is how to get from the material, grosser side of life into the more airy, lighter, spiritual sides of life. But that's a reality. That is a process. That is an understanding. And to get into this realm would be to just simply recognize the miracles that happen every day. So, once again, if a materialist will say, I bought 50 pairs of Jordans, my God, it's a miracle, right? I have a new house. My God, it's a miracle. But understand that that person had to sign a loan, a mortgage, a 30-year mortgage. They got to pay $1,500 a month for 30 years, whether they got a job or not, taxes, utilities, got to mow the lawn, got to deal with the homeowners association, got to pay homeowners insurance. So it's a lot of things that, it was a miracle you first got the house, but the reality of sustaining and maintaining the house, it becomes a bill, it becomes a burden. So a materialist will say, oh my God, it's a miracle, I'm in a relationship. And then you have to do conflict resolution. You have to, deal with mutual goals. You have to do shadow work. You have to do all of these particular things to say, oh man, it was a miracle when I first started this relationship, but 2 years in, 4 years in, I got to actually deal with this motherfucker every day. What the fuck, right? So this is a materialist looking at and wanting and to deal with miracles. A spiritualist, on the other hand, does not have that trouble with identifying what, when, where, and how, or why the miracles happen, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. There is no way you'll be able to understand why, who, what, where, when, and whatever a miracle has or what happens. You're not like trying to manifest a miracle. Like, if I get this job or this business or this relationship, it's a miracle. No, the miracle is the deep breath for 4 seconds, the exhalation for 4 seconds. And why is that a miracle? The spiritualist will say, I have no fucking idea, but it's going to evoke a whole bunch of positive emotions just because. And for trying to do a video. The materialist is going to look at the situation and be like, I have manifested this. This is great. A spiritualist will look at it and says, because I'm alive, this is a miracle and this is great. So there are miracles that right? Miracles that you can perceive, but there's also miracles that you would never even know. You never know how much protection is taking place in your life. That's why it's always super redundant. Like a protection spell is more or less like a open you up for negative energy spell, if you really think about it. Because how do you know what's taking place on a spiritual level at all times in your favor in the ancestral realms? There's so much. Your name is being brought up in rooms and you don't even hear your name being brought up in rooms. People is looking at you. People is talking about you. People remember you. People remember the love that you gave them. And the love that you gave them reverberates and lives in them in this moment. So with that being said, there are miracles bubbling under the surface for you A year from now, you cross paths with somebody and somebody says, "Oh, I remember you. We were talking about you a year ago and we've been building and we have this opportunity just for you. And I'm just waiting to cross paths with you again." But you will say a year from now, "Oh my God, this miracle just happened." No, this miracle have been happening. It's been simmering and bubbling under the surface. But this is also a mindset. So once again, you can either wait or contrive and fixate and focus on trying to manifest a trip or a thing or a that or a this or whatever and be like, "Oh my God, this is so great. I'm so happy that I manifested a miracle." Or you could just be like, the miracle is already happening right now, today, as we speak, even if I do not see it. So if that makes sense, because we're going to go point for point, I'm not going to spend a lot of time because it's a lot of notes. If that makes sense, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat as we just continue on with this conversation. Each breath is a miracle. The spiritualist will understand that each breath is a miracle. The non-spiritualist, the materialist, will not give a fuck about their breath. Now think about how crazy that is. When you look up the etymology of spirit, it is just simply breath, right? So all things in reference to spirit is the breath. So what is the ultimate miracle of existence? If you're alive right now, the greatest miracle that you'll ever experience is breath. That's a foundational truth. So we could be like, "Damn, I don't have any money," or "Damn, I don't have love," or "Damn, I don't have da 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 da." But you do have breath, and you can start there. And this is literally what they teach you in the Hindi yogic schools in India. Sitting on the mountain for 5 months. In reality, you just have to become one with your breath, because if you try to manifest something beyond your breath, you might get something and be like, "Oh my God, I got this great thing and it's all I ever wanted." And then you lose your breath. And then you can't be able to enjoy this quote unquote thing that you really wanted so bad. So you have an opportunity in this moment to be grateful for breath. So miracles happen all the time. And additionally, when you are expressing yourself in all forms of life, it should be maximal. So the spiritualist, because it doesn't need anything. So the materialist is like, and this is, we are both of these people. I don't want you to be like, "Yeah, I'm a spiritualist," and you an ancient nigga because you're a materialist. No, we're not doing that. We are materialists and spiritualists, and it's just these aspects of ourselves that we just simply begin to identify. Because at the end of this conversation, if you're able to follow along, it'll be easier for you to have these things in check, to understand how do you live a miraculous life versus waiting on whatever miracle that you may or may not be able to enjoy. So now, the expression of love, the materialist is only going to give you bare minimum love, half-ass love. They gonna want you to kiss your ass. They gonna want you to kiss their ass. They want you to take them shopping, take them to trips, spend money. Never really satisfied. This is the part of you, part of me, right? Just stop looking at you, but start looking at your girl like, "Yeah, see, I knew he was gonna talk." No, this is just a part of a human being that's never really satisfied with life, and that is good, because the material, right, is always going to push you to the spiritual, because you'll never really be satisfied. If you got 59 pairs of Jordans, the only thing that's going to satisfy you is 60. And if you have 60 pairs of Jordans, the only thing that's really going to get you there is 61, and then 70, right? What is 70? That's a weird number to have, right? You might as well have 100, right? And 100, like, let's go for a stack, right? I gotta have 1,000 pairs of Jordans, and when I get this 1,000 pair of Jordans, I'm for sure gonna be happy, right? And it's not to say that having 1,000 pair of Jordans is bad, but if you wanna make it easier for you, you just simply just be grateful in that moment. If you are able, like, I got on Crocs right now, and I'm very grateful for these Crocs, man. I haven't wore Crocs until 2024. And since I put on these Crocs, I literally haven't wore no other pair of shoe. And it'd be hard. I got like boots and nice pairs of shoes, but them motherfuckers hurt. You know what I mean? My toes be all crunched up. Man, fuck all that, man. I be walking in Crocs, and I might look crazy as hell to a person, but guess what? My feet is like, I'm gonna tell you, it's two things that happen in life. I had sex and I stuck my feet in some Crocs. Right? I knew me and Crocs was gonna be like in love because I put on a size that was like two sizes too small and they still acquiesced to my foot. And I said, well, what if I get my perfect size? And see, I'm thinking I wear like a 12, so I tried a 12, but the 12 too big. I gotta get a size smaller. So it just oh yeah, that's a miracle. So some people might be like, I got all of these Jordans and LeBron James and all of these type of shits. Congratulations. But for me, my happiness is in a pair of Crocs. But to each his own. So the results of a miracle does not matter. So once again, the spiritualist is looking at the results. And the part of you that is, I'm sorry, materialist is looking for the results. So the part of you that is a materialist is like, well, when is it going to happen? When is it going to manifest? I hope I can get a car soon. I hope I can move soon. I hope I can be in a relationship soon. I hope this happens really quick. And the spiritualist, the spiritual side of you is fixated on how the miracle is going to manifest. So the material side and the spiritual side, ironically, wants the same thing. The materialist is going to focus on the thing that it wants. The spiritualist is just going to focus on how it's going to happen. So, in other words, the spiritualist is going to fixate on the source. The spiritual side of you is going to fixate on the source. So once again, we can reiterate, what is meditation? Meditation is fixating and focusing on the source. So you don't have to be boring about the source. You could paint and channel the source. You can make music and channel the source. You can walk through nature and channel the source and fixate and focus on the source, because I promise you, and it's happened so many times in my life, I can just damn near guarantee it. The moment you get out of your conscious mind and just fixate and focus on the breath or the source of life in an easy, seamless way. Because if meditation is hard to you, but making music is easy to you, then by all means, make music. If making music and meditation just sound like boring or torture to you, then just draw, paint. Do something artistic, creative, right? Because what is God? God is what? A creator, right? So when we are in our creative mode, then we are channeling source energy, and by nature, we are able to manifest. And the more, if you got good at creating, then people say, ooh, that is a creation that I would spend money on. Let me easily, and you can market your products creatively. You can go to work with creative energy, right? It doesn't matter, right? Creativity is the law of the land, especially now that the whole system is going to shit. It's a whole world of niggas online on apps supporting their family. And imagine that in the world, right? Imagine growing up in a world where you literally just had to get a job and fill out an application. Now you could literally have a driver's license in an app, and if you wanted to do DoorDash from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m., 24 hours straight, no checks and balances, nigga, you could clean up, make $500, $600 in the whole day, and do that shit every day. Shit, that's good money. You know what I'm saying? You just got to spend your time. But the only thing that I'm mentioning is that you didn't have to fill out no application. You didn't have to go back for no second interview. And if you got a running car, a license, you could be making money. And if it's a DoorDash, I'm sure it's some shit that is like a DoorDash for you sitting in your crib. I heard niggas making thousands of dollars doing surveys, all types of shit. To whereas if you don't have money in this day and age, you're probably not creative. You're not exercising the creative side of your brain. And you're probably like dependent on the job, and the nature of that system, it literally cuts out your creativity, right? So just moving on. If we understand that source is the only thing that matters, it's going to be hard to wrap our mind around what source is. So you then, if you if you are a materialist, you know what source is, because the same way you know what a door is, the same way you know what a lock is, the same way you know what a bookshelf is. I'm just naming stuff that I can see, right? You know these things, so you ultimately know what God is, and it's arrogance and ego that brings a person into a church and says, I know Jesus, I know God, and I'm praying to God, and you might not be doing shit for real. And we know this because I was just watching a movie. What was I watching? Leprechaun in the Hood. And they had like this pastor, but there was like the pastor was like a scam artist, right? But it's been so many movies about pastors being scam artists, and this just general knowledge, right? The pastor is a shady character. But if you really think about it, if God is real, like if God was God, like they say he was, why would then the pastor be a joke? How many, and then just say, like, how many things have you seen about the Pope, just being a joke, right? Or a rabbi or something like that. These are people that are viewed as serious people. But we don't really understand and know what God is. And that's a spiritualist view. You can't actually say you know what the fuck source is. You can't even begin to understand. That's like an ant saying he know how to, fill out a job application and get a house. And you like, damn, how this fucking ant get a house before me? This nigga working in the colony, he got a good job with benefits. He came up to the rental office. Yeah, I had to just give it to this motherfucking ant. He just knew what it was. He's like a fucking ant, but like a human. Never in your life. So never in a human being's greatest of greatness does he ever even fathom truly what God is. That is a miracle. Because once again, we do not say, I'm only going to focus on the miracles that I see. I got 99 Jordans, but a bitch ain't one. Like, what are you talking about? I need one more pair of Jordans to be complete. Gotcha. The spiritualist says, I don't really care what it gives me, but I'm going to do the thing in reference to what source is. What are the things that are reference to what source is? Maximal love, right? That's the only way you can even begin to fathom who and what God is. God could be like a mother feeding a child. That child done cry all night. The mom ain't got no sleep, but the mom still gonna change the diaper and clean the baby and feed the baby, make sure the baby grow and develop, and the baby never give the mom $20. Say, mama, you've been doing such a good job. Here go 20 for your hard work and suffering. So the mom is doing a selfless act. That if you are a human being that's an adult, that's alive, that's a miracle. Because a motherfucker didn't have to give your motherfucking ass a bottle. You ain't even ask for a bottle. You know how they say a closed mouth don't get fed, asking you should receive? You didn't even have the cognition or the speech or the vocabulary to even say, mama, give me some of that titty. I'm hungry. She just did it as a selfless act. So that selfless act is reminiscent of what God is like. So so a spiritualist is only going to fixate and focus on maximal love. A fucking materialist, or the material side of you, is just waiting on your ass to be kissed, waiting for something special to happen, and therefore you're going to be on this bubble of wanting and craving a miracle, but is also a side of you, or the spiritualist, that says, what I want and crave, I'm experiencing now. Because if I want 100 pair of Jordans, I can tune into the creative energy in this moment and deal with this creative energy over time that eventually is going to lead to me manifesting 100 pairs of Jordans. So let's continue. Every act of love you participate in connects you to source. So, what are the things that you are doing to give? So you will see this, you will see this in an owner of a business. What is an owner of a business? Why is the owner of a business rich and the employees poor? One will say, the materialist will say, the owner is rich because the owner gets all of the money and we don't get the money because we don't own the company. The owner is bad and we are good because we are the workers and we broke. And the owner is bad because he rich and he could give us $1,000 more on our paycheck. He could give us more money. He could do this, but he's not. So he is evil. Evil owner. The spiritualist says the owner is the good person because he is making it so that 100 people can support their family. And those people supporting their family, they supporting their kids doing what they need to do. But the owner is the one who decided, I'm going to open up this business, or the owners, I'm going to open up this business. And what is a business for real? A business is a chance or an opportunity for people to make money. So in every job, Trader Joe's, Fashion Mart, it's a nigga up in there. Like, can I help you with anything? Right? And they gonna get a paycheck at the end of 2 weeks because if they didn't have this job, you know what I'm saying? They would, be out here selling ass on Pornhub or selling ass on Craigslist or some shit like that. You just never know because you could catch me on there from time to time. You just have to do the search word Snickers or 59.99 special. Okay? But every time I'm on Craigslist sharing my love, I'm connected to source. Every time I'm waiting or I'm not trying to risk my position or I'm in a mode of self-preservation or I'm thinking about myself or I'm allowing myself to, wallow in my negative emotion and it's all about me and I've been hurt before and I ain't trying to be hurt again. I'm just going to be on this side of life. And in this side of life, there are no real miracles because even if there is a miracle, your ass won't be able to see it. So in this side of life, you'll say, okay, everything that I do, if I have a job or if I have a position to look out for people, I'm gonna do it as much as I can. That's the way of it. I'm gonna just keep looking out for people. I'm gonna just keep doing good business. I'm gonna just keep giving extras. I'm gonna just keep, going the extra mile. I'm gonna always do the loving thing. And for me, like just being a person that don't got a 9 to 5, that's kind of my mentality. So if I'm saying one thing, I'm more than likely gonna do more than what I said I was going to do. Cause one, I want my business to continue, and two, I just want to keep that energy flowing. Whenever I'm just like skimping and scraping and thinking about myself, oh, I gotta think about myself this time and this, that, and the third, things begin to suffer because I'm blocking the energy and I'm in this particular side of my energy spectrum, right? Because we got both sides. We got a materialist side that's all about me. I gotta do it about me. And then we have this spiritual, miraculous side that's always connected to source. But it's not like you just show up and meditate and be a good girl or be a good boy. Like I can't stand, people not gonna like this, but I don't give a fuck. I can't stand motherfuckers say I'm a goddess, but don't do goddess shit. I can't stand a motherfucker saying I'm a god, but don't do God shit. See, God have saved my motherfucking life. Have you saved my life? Have you done anything for me? Have you ever helped me do anything? But how is you a God? It's not an ego or a personality thing. It's based upon the times and energies and efforts that you say, I'm going to set this time out and just give. And when a nigga see me, he know that I'm giving. And when people see me and how people know me as a giver, in the reality of it, people going to judge you. People going to expect shit from you. People not going to understand you. People not going to like you. People think because you a giver that y'all cool now. But if you ever deal with a giver, I'm going to give you some game. That nigga is not stupid. That nigga is not dumb. He is expecting you to follow motherfucking suit. And when you think, oh, this motherfucker is sweet, this motherfucker green, I can have my way with this person, that motherfucker is going to lose you like a bad habit. Ain't nobody dumb. Motherfucker is operating off a universal law. The golden rule. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. Motherfuckers then will take your kindness for a weakness, but actually kindness is the greatest strength that a spiritual being could ever have. So you also got to protect yourself, but also understand that if you are a giver and these niggas is takers, don't keep giving. Just peep game. Find somebody else to give to. Sooner or later, you going to find your tribe, but you know your tribe based on what they give to you, based upon what you give to them. And don't ever be confused about that shit, because this is your life. This is your spiritual sovereignty. And a motherfucker will play you and play in your face and just look at you like something wrong with you because you are in the right and exact energy and they in the wrong energy. It's normal to give and it's weird to take. But do not let that change you. Don't live in this world and let this world change you when the golden rule is the golden rule and it's always been the golden rule, and you need to be successful in life. You don't need to be a bum. You don't need to be fucked up. You don't need to be broke. You need to have everything that you need and more. But you can't deal with people that take from you because you give. It's like this is hard work. And we can have a long conversation because we talking about something that's very difficult to learn how to give and not be taken advantage of. Cause it can go bad fast. Right? So you gotta be aware. Givers attract givers. Takers attract takers. Liars attract liars. So whenever you in these types of spaces, don't look at the person. Look at yourself and then understand this miraculous energy. Let's follow. Let's keep going because I'm getting to a point of understanding. You just gotta really ride with me on this. So I'm laying the foundation so once we get to building, you will understand what it is that we're actually building. So in essence, what is a miracle? A miracle is a habit. A miracle is a habit that's not material. A miracle is a habit that is spiritual. So a simple miracle would be starting a YouTube channel and posting every day, posting valuable content that people need that will help people, and just posting it and just going about your day. A miracle is, you got $100, taking $10 and buying somebody lunch. You got $200, taking $20, buying somebody some coffee. Things like that. A miracle is constantly thinking of activities and actions that you can do that show charity, that show benevolence. And it's a habit because if you do it one time, it's kind of like a condition. I'm going to do this one thing and, well, I gave a bum some money and ain't no miracle happen, hood. Miracles are habits. So a spiritual person is just normally in the mode of giving multiple times a day, constantly giving, thinking about ways for which they can love at a maximal effort. Because all love given to you is given to you through source. Therefore, it's not yours anyway. You did not create life. You did not create existence. And if anything, give it up for your mama giving you milk. Because if that wasn't the case, your ass wouldn't even be here to be acting like you hot shit. Miracles are natural, like the breath, like breathing, the circulatory system, the body, understanding, being present, being clear minded. All of these things are natural. And once again, when you're not breathing, something wrong, right? When you have a foggy mind, something wrong. When you are in a situation where you giving maximal love and the love is not maximally returned, something is wrong. You know when things are wrong, so therefore you move your energy towards understanding one simple primary foundation, the breath. So you can be in any situation with your kids, with your girl, a motherfucker drunk, a nigga want to threaten you with violence. All you gotta do is make good, strong eye contact and say, "Let's take a deep breath together. Let's breathe. Let's center ourselves. Let's restart." And in that moment, you can change and alter the energy. But what you would normally do, a motherfucker start tripping, what you gonna do? You start tripping with them. And what I say, y'all might not heard what I said when I started off this video, but if I'm on the top right here, and there's somebody down here, and I gotta lean over to lift this person up, now my life is now in jeopardy. And the reality is, it's easy for this person to just pull me down. So you got to understand how to pull people up without falling. And this is why we have a lot of, this is why the book is so big. This is why the topic is so large, because it's easy to, every spiritual nigga in the world is going to say, I just want to help people. But then you find yourself helping people and they keep pulling you down. But it don't never remove the desire to help people, so you then have to learn how to help people without being taken advantage of. So, in fact, if you deal with this energy, you will create miracles. Because what is a creation of a miracle? It is a selfless act with maximal effort and maximal love. Whenever you just so mad at a person, whenever you just so angry at a person, it's never really about them. Once again, you start with the deep breath, bring it in, recenter yourself, understand that this energy is not yours, it is sources, and you allow this energy to channel you and direct you. Once again, how do you get to this? It's a link in my description that's going to send you to my link tree. The first link is going to be something that says Magic Banishing. That's an article. It's a free article. All you would have to do is join the Substack. You can join it for free or even spend $5. You can get access to the premium. I haven't had my computer for a week now. We going on 2 weeks. I haven't posted on there, but I will post as soon as I get my computer back. I have been taking notes, as y'all can see. So we got a lot of potential content that's going to be happening this week. But read that article on Magic Banishing, right? Banish, 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 banish. To start something off, a deep breath would be more of like a banish to like clear the energy. It's almost like cooking dinner, right? If cooking dinner is manifesting, how many of y'all like to cook in a dirty kitchen? One's in the chat if you like to clean the kitchen before you like to cook. I mean, you might not do it every time, and we ain't in a space of judgment because the internet have a weird way of judging you for doing shit that you done seen people do your whole life, but that's besides the point. But in retrospect, would you rather have your kitchen clean before you cook, or are you just going to just go ahead and clean on top of dirty dishes? More than likely, you want to clean up first, and that's what banishing is. And when you banish properly, you purify all of the negative energy, and you just simply understand the moment. And in this moment is a miracle. What is this miracle? Breath. And if that's too simple for you, just stop breathing then. If you stop breathing, you stop living. If you don't have no money, you still gonna probably live, depending, right? Depending, right? If you don't got, like I don't got my computer right now. I'm still living though. I'm still breathing. So a motherfucker could be mad about it, and wrecked your car. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no car to drive. You broke. You cannot have these things and still be alive. So the spiritualist, which you might see a spiritualist living in a studio on the floor, got an air mattress, got one pair of shoes, got some damn beads, got holes in their sweater. They happier than a motherfucker talking about chakras. You like, what the fuck is you talking about chakras for? You got holes in your shirt. It's the winter time, bruh. Man, fuck this nigga. This nigga hair all nappy. He talk about chakras, man. Fuck this nigga. Right? You all stressed out. You working 2 jobs. You got a Montclair coat. You got a fucking Dodge Charger. You spending $1,500 a month to maintain and shit. Right? But you doing better than the nigga that's, aligning his chakras. So, what the materialist nigga is never gonna do, get rid of his Jordans. Like, to be like, all right, oh, I got this brilliant idea. I just need $3,000 to start it. A street nigga just look at his Jordans like, man, that sucks. Wish I had that $3,000. A spiritualist get a $3,000 idea, know that $3,000 idea going to sustain them for years on end. He's gonna sell all his fucking Jordans. Excuse me. Get all the money from it and start his business. That's what a banishing is. That's what a purifying is. And most people come into spirituality and they doing spell after spell, ritual after ritual, joining group after group, doing magic after magic, doing binding spell, love spell, money spell, love spell, binding spell, ritual this, ritual that, and never banishing. So if you never banish, but you interested in spirituality, click that link in my description, join the Substack. You can join for free or even pay $5 or shit. You might even be a motherfucking freaky bitch, the kind that I like, and say, you know what, I'm gonna just get it for the whole year. Spend that 55, right? Instead of the 59.99, you spend that 55, and that's the type of shit that I like. But anyways, so the materialists will look at miracles as a spectacle. The spiritualists will look at a miracle as just another day. Because to the spiritual side, the truth side, miracles are not a spectacle. How could they ever be a spectacle if they are the cause for existence, the source of all life, which is breath, photogenesis, right? Melanin, things of that nature, blood, DNA. All of these things represent source, which you remove these out the spectrum, and we don't even have an opportunity for a miracle, which is an overwhelming positive emotion. So the spiritualist with his holy sweater, beads on, nappy hair, only a pair of Crocs, walking around the lake, meditating, is experiencing overwhelming positive emotions because he is tapped into the miraculous side of life. The materialist is waking up early in the fucking morning, brushing their teeth, taking a bath, throwing on clothes, getting ready for work. They're going to be there all day. They're going to get home, take off their clothes, fall into bed, wake up, do the same thing over and over again. So, let's get into some nitty gritty. Each day should be about miracles. Each day should be devoted to miracles. And now that we've established what a miracle could just be a mere meditation. It could be a 5-minute breath cycle where you put your phone on a 5-minute timer and just breathe deeply and just fixate and focus in on your breath. Um, why? Because why should you devote your life to miracles? Because miracles simply let you know that you have a soul, right? Your soul, your existence, your spirit. Because even if a person have a spirit, but they don't have a soul, they wouldn't even be able to perceive nothing that I say. Like I'll be speaking complete English and I'll be talking about spiritual things. And to a person that has a spirit but not a soul, it just sounds like I'm speaking Spanish or another language, right? You can have close family members that don't have a soul, and they done changed your diapers, done burped you, done seen you on your first day of school, done went to your sweet 16. And the moment you start talking about aligning your chakras, they start looking at you like you cross-head, like you got 5 different heads. And you like, didn't we just go to the store and get Cheetos together? Why would you think I'd be retarded? But see, a person who don't have a soul cannot perceive this information. So if you can even just understand what I'm saying, then by default you have a soul. The conversations that I have for the most part is on the cultivation of said soul. Because just because you have a soul, it don't mean that it's gonna be cultivated. Because you could be material and have a soul. You don't just because you just live in life don't mean that you understand your soul. So continuing on. People believe that if they cannot see it, then it is not real. You'll never be able to see your soul. So with that logic, the soul is not real because you can't see it, and most people do not abide by the rules and parameters of the soul because quite simply they can't see it. And the materialist is only going to deal with the things that they can feel. Even though and it's fucked up when people raise you as a materialist and then you get with a girl and you ain't emotionally intelligent. And y'all could be just with a nigga and you could just be saying, oh, you old crusty ass nigga, and he just snap. Like, who you calling crusty? Oh, and then you like, damn, I'm sorry, I even know you was that crazy for real. You calling Tyrone, calling 911, like I done triggered this nigga crazy for real. Like I don't even know what's happening. But I thought he was cute. I thought he was sexy. Yeah, he is cute. He is sexy. But he crazy though. I mean, you can't see crazy? No, I can't see crazy. Well, because you can't see crazy, that don't mean crazy exists. So when you be like, well, I just met somebody and I'm head over heels and I just know he gonna be the one. The reason that you feel like that is because this motherfucker look good. The motherfucker sexy to you, right? And this is what you see, a beautiful person. But everybody see this beautiful person, and this beautiful person be slinging dick. Was slinging dick before you met him, gonna be slinging dick after you met him, but you couldn't see that. So that means because you couldn't see him slinging dick, that means he never slung dick. But the reality is that's what he do. But a materialist, man or women, gonna look at the situation and say, well, I don't see her being a hoe, so that means she not a hoe. So I'm a wifer. And you wifed up a whole goddamn scallywag because she looked good. She looked good. But you ain't never around her. You ain't peep out her ways. She told you she would sleep at 6 o'clock. And you went for it. I'm going to tell you this one time. I'm going to tell y'all niggas this shit one time only. Don't nobody go to sleep at 6 o'clock. Don't nobody go to sleep at 6 o'clock. And if she going to sleep at 6 o'clock, nigga, take that L, bruh. If you text her at 6 and she don't respond, and she double back, say, yeah, I seen your text, I was asleep. Take the L gracefully. Block, move on with your life, you would be a better man for it. Because don't nobody go to sleep at 6 p.m. And not to say, let me just say that. Address it. Bring it to the table. Be like, yeah, make sure that shit don't never happen again. What? Go to sleep at 6? No, just don't tell. And the thing is, if you dating somebody, with somebody, wanting that be your significant other, married, whatever, if they are going to sleep, proper relationship etiquette is, hey babe, I'm tired, I'm about to go to sleep. So if you call me and text me, I don't respond, it's just gonna be because I'm asleep. Man, I'm gonna text you when I'm gonna wake up, okay, babe? I'm so tired. I don't even know why. Okay, babe, cool. Simple, simple etiquette. Right? If that shit don't go down and you just want to talk to your shorty and you call, she don't answer, she for the streets. And nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, people be liking to lie, and then you don't be able to perceive the lie, cause it'd be like, I don't see her, I don't see him, so that must mean that they good because they attractive. But that's not how it actually works. So in in order to really see what a person got, you gotta be really around them. You gotta really just be around them. And if you get to a point with a person like, I really can't be around this motherfucker, then y'all really ain't what it's supposed to be. And good thing you ain't commit to a situation. But if you around somebody and y'all really just be around each other for real, existing, breathing the same air, not really clashing, and it's like they don't bring up your anxiety, and it's peace when you're around them, you excited to see them, you like seeing them, vice versa, then that means something, right? But I'm only saying this because people feel like because they don't see shit that is not there, and then when they see it, they get all mad about it. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this, that, and the third. When it been happening the whole time, but you didn't even really care to see or observe, because the real shit is the unseen shit. The unseen shit will have you looking at a motherfucker so different. The unheard of shit will have you looking at a motherfucker so different. So when you head over heels in love with somebody, 10 times out of 10, you just don't know what you don't know. And that ignorance is bliss. Right? That's why familiarity breeds contempt, because the more you with somebody, the more you see what you didn't see but have already been there. So with that being said, take your time when you liking a guy, because if you find out your feelings too intense, his pimp will die. Keep going. You always have more to learn than to teach. You always have more to learn than to teach. And you know what the best teacher is? Life. Whenever you have expectations on anything or anybody, life have a good way of teaching you that you need to learn how to rely on yourself in life as it shows you how it just manifests. And so it's like life is constantly unfolding, and we're like acting like we can manifest and work towards something, and work and try and put effort to it, but really it's just always manifesting. It's always unfolding. It's always showing itself to us. So sometimes, for me personally, it's just a natural expression for me, but it's never like trying to mold and to tell people what to do. It's more of like a reflection upon myself. And whenever if I feel myself going to that, I'll always bring it back to me. And that's what my channel is about, because it is my channel. So it's a lot of people who have channels and they just talking about celebrities, or they just talking about this, or they talking about that. But I don't know celebrities for real. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Only thing I really know is me, right? And in that, what I've learned is me. So it's not to say that I'll talk about shit like current events, and I'll try to do that, but it's not really me. I'm all about the psychology, and the psychology is the study of the soul. And the soul is me, but the soul is you. You and me share the same soul. The only difference is our personalities and individualities, but that is illusion. The truth is the soul. So the truth, the soul, is the miracle. And the more that you fixate and focus and learn about the soul, the more you'll learn about your true self and your true destiny and your true purpose. So let's talk about what is a miracle and what is the purpose of a miracle. So basically, according to A Course in Miracles, our job, the job is to do miracles. And what does that look like? Well, if the job is to perform miracles and the job is internal, then it requires an alignment. So you have your conscious mind, you have your sub or below, like your sexual subconscious, and then you have your higher super conscious. And then you have your middle point or conscious heart area that represents the middle. So miracles are uniting your superconscious with your conscious and your subconscious with your superconscious and living in that space. So meditation, when you're just thinking about your life and just thinking about who you are, what you do, what you got to do, what's wrong with you, what's the problem, this, that, and the third, you're using your conscious mind incorrectly, because your conscious mind is just a mediator and just like a bridge. So the analogy that I have is, you wouldn't never go on a bridge and be like, man, this bridge is dope, I'm gonna build a house on it. Shit, this bridge is dope, I'm gonna get a car, I'm gonna put build a garage for my car. And so if you built a house, got a car, garage, your kids, everybody on the bridge, well, niggas trying to cross the bridge, you a block. It ain't even no electricity to your shit, ain't no plumbing. Like, you need to not build your house on the bridge. So whenever we using our conscious mind as the end all be all, our material life to be the end all be all, we're using our conscious mind incorrectly, where our conscious mind is just a bridge. It's not for us to set up forts and set up a life in this existence. And this is where we just get into like real deep spiritual talk, right? So you can't be spiritual. You can't be in the realm of miracles and be fixated on your appetite. You got to eat meat. You got to eat these foods. You got to eat, process this, process that. That's a material way of life, and it's going to take you out of your miracles. You can't be fixated and focused on passion. You can't be on dating sites looking for love, looking for relationships, and then say I'm fixating on a miracle. Because you're looking for a miracle and you're looking for love, you're going to get a crackhead that's going to be your boyfriend, and you're going to be looking at this crackhead like it's a miracle, but really it's just a crackhead. So you got to purify yourself of passions, purify yourself off of appetite, jealousy, looking at what another person got. Oh, this person got this person got that, I don't got this, I don't got that. And the problem with these ways of thinking is that people do it and not even understand that that's a fucked up way of thinking. I'm looking at all my friends do this, I'm looking at all my friends do that. As a spiritual person, I understood looking at people and being jealous. And I also understand what it's like to be like, damn, that's what's up. Or I'm happy that you happy doing the shit that you want to do, but I don't give a fuck. I'm not jealous of nobody. I'm just trying to do my own shit. I'm just living in my own situation. I'm not looking at the nigga over there like, oh, what you got going on? Oh, I'm jealous. But it's people in this spiritual life that's looking at other people feeling a certain type of way about what they got going on. So if you trying to deal with miracles in your life and you jealous, you ain't going to really deal with no miracles. And when you talk about jealousy, you talk about appetites, you talk about passion, just wanting to fuck somebody for the sake of fucking somebody. But then you want these things, but you really want other shit to take place in your life. You really want real shit to take place in your life. Transformational shit to take place in your life. But you will settle for some Burger King. You will settle for a hookup with a motherfucker. Spiritual people is not out here chasing pussy or chasing dick. They're not doing it. But if you out here watching spiritual videos, claiming spirituality, but deep down inside, you want a nigga for real, or deep down inside, you want a girlfriend for real, you not there yet. So when you talk about miracles, and now it's like, yeah, everything you said was good up until this point. Now I'm triggered. Well, that's the reason that we got to keep reading and keep processing this shit. Prejudice. Prejudging something, somebody, or you can look at prejudice and jealousy as just the same type of energy. Being concerned with somebody else and letting your concern with somebody else and letting your concern with somebody else be your predominant thoughts. If ever a thing, person, place, or thing is your predominant thought, you outside of the realms of understanding what a miracle is. Whenever you're in the realms of understanding what source is, you are in the realms of understanding what a miracle is. So basically, all selfishness, self-preservation, thinking about yourself, concerned with how your life is going to turn out, concerned with what girlfriend you're going to have, concerned with what boyfriend you're going to have, concerned with what your money situation is going to have, because all you want to do is stand on the top of the mountain, right? And there's nothing wrong with standing on top of the mountain, but you ever heard the saying, it's lonely at the top? Well, that's some real shit. It's lonely at the top. So since it's lonely at the top, it's only natural for you to want to go down and help somebody. But if you don't know how to do this, what's going to happen? You're going to do this, somebody going to pull you down. And the top going to be for real lonely. Ain't nobody going to be up there. So everybody wants to be in unison, in harmony with someone else at a certain point or a certain level. This is why people work so hard to get to the top and think, man, let me pull people up. Now get good at this. See, this is a miracle. See, if you know how to do this, how to pull people up without people pulling you down, see, this is removing all selfishness. Like, it's nothing wrong with having a successful life, but successful life to just be like, oh, I'm successful. Oh, this nigga was doing a fucking moonwalk or something. Like, oh, your butt is mine. Oh, I'm tweaking. Anyways, anyways, so what is a miracle? A miracle is purifying your mind, aligning with source energy, and loving others with maximal energy. And in order to align with this conversation, you have to remove all forms of selfishness, which includes appetite, passions, jealousies, prejudice, overall all selfishness. That is the work. Now one can say fuck all of that and deal with the selfishness, and whatever you get out of it is what you get out of it. But if you want to understand A Course in Miracles, you would then listen to the hard part, which is removing appetite, passions, jealousy, prejudices, and selfishness to get to a point of maximal love giving. Because when you give at a maximal level, then guess what? Energies give to you at that same level. So if you're not broke, I'm sorry, if you are broke, chances are you're not giving nothing to nobody. And if you want to increase your finances, give love at a maximal effort. If you lonely, don't have nobody, chances are you've been hurt and you've been thinking of how if you love, you're going to get your heart broke. But you got to deal with this, learn how to love at a maximal effort without getting your heart broke. And that is the work. So once again, I'll go live on this topic once again when I get 2.5 pages of notes. And with that, with everything else being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope y'all was able to take some notes. Go ahead and click the link in my description if you want to support this channel in any way. You could support this channel in a multitude of ways. Let me just count the ways, basically. But with that being said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you liked the video. I hope you share the content as we just continue to learn and spread serious spiritual information and hold no punches and just give you real raw spirituality from my perspective. I'm the Hood Mystic, also known as Kyrie Anthony. I'm an author, spiritualist, astrologer, occultist, and overall cool ass dude. And follow me on IG at the Hood Mystic. Email is hoodmystic@gmail.com. With that being said, man, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective, and we out.